Why did the mobile gamer break up with his girlfriend? Because he said she played games with his heart more than he did on his phone. Ah, the joys of mobile gaming. Let's take a moment to rewind back to the mid-2000s and early 2010s. This was the era of what we now fondly call the golden age of mobile gaming. Imagine, if you will, a time when mobile gaming was less about how much you could spend and more about how much you could enjoy. A time when games were not just about flashy graphics or addictive loops, but about captivating stories, well-crafted worlds, and truly engaging gameplay. Yes, my friends, there was such a time. In this golden era, when you purchased a game, you were investing in an experience, an adventure that was worth every penny. Games like Angry Birds didn't just have you flinging irate feathered creatures at smug pigs. No, they had you strategizing, calculating, and laughing at the sheer absurdity of it all. Then there was Plants vs. Zombies, a game that was as quirky as it was fun. It wasn't just about defending your home from a zombie apocalypse with an army of militant flora. It was about planning, quick thinking, and getting a kick out of the zany humor sprinkled throughout. And who could forget Dungeon Hunter? This wasn't just a game, it was an epic, a dungeon hack-and-slash game that had you battling monsters, delving into dungeons and following a rich, intricate storyline. This was a game that was as deep and immersive as a console RPG right there on your mobile device. These games were complete experiences, devoid of endless ads or aggressive microtransactions. They were about the joy of playing, the thrill of the story, the satisfaction of victory. Ah, those were the days, my friends. In those days, buying a game was like buying a ticket to an amusement park. Full access, no additional fees, just pure fun. They were the golden days of mobile gaming, and oh how golden they were. Now let me take you back to a time when I had fewer wrinkles and more hair. Picture this. I'm clutching my shiny new Palm Pre, the latest and greatest in mobile technology. The world of mobile gaming was still in its infancy, but one game stood out from the rest. That game was Dungeon Hunter. This wasn't your usual mobile game, this was a full-on Diablo-like experience shrunk down to fit in the palm of your hand. It came with cutscenes, an extensive story, and expansive gameplay that could rival the best of console games. I remember the thrill of navigating the dungeons, fighting off monsters, and unearthing treasures. It was a full-fledged RPG adventure right there on my phone. The first time I fired it up, I was instantly hooked. The graphics were top-notch for the time, the controls were intuitive, and the gameplay was so immersive, I could lose hours without even realizing it. I remember the first time I defeated a boss. I was on a bus, heading home from work. I was so engrossed in the game that I nearly missed my stop, but when I finally defeated that boss, it felt like I'd conquered the world. It was a satisfaction that no free-to-play game with its incessant ads and pushy microtransactions could ever match. And the best part, Dungeon Hunter was a game you bought once and owned forever. There were no hidden costs, no pay-to-win mechanics, just a one-time purchase for a complete ad-free gaming experience. It was a time when the value of a game was measured in hours of enjoyment, not in the number of ads you could squeeze into it. That sense of satisfaction, that feeling of getting your money's worth, that's what I miss most about the golden age of mobile gaming. It's a feeling that's sadly becoming rarer and rarer in today's world of endless in-app purchases and subscription models. That game was worth every penny, I tell you. It was like a portable adventure in my pocket. But then came the dark ages when the golden glow started to fade. That time when the focus of mobile gaming started to shift, and not in a good way. The days of Angry Birds, Plants vs. Zombies, and Dungeon Hunter, full games with intriguing gameplay, captivating stories, and immersive worlds, were slowly being replaced by something less satisfying. You see, the business model of mobile gaming underwent a major transformation. It was no longer about providing a great gaming experience, but about how much revenue could be generated. The emphasis shifted from the game to the ads, from the player to the payer. It was like the game developers had found a golden goose, and they were determined to squeeze every last egg out of it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing inherently wrong with ads or in-game purchases. They're a legitimate way for developers to earn money for their hard work. But when they start to dominate the gameplay, when they become the focus instead of the game itself, that's when the problems start. Gone were the days when you paid once for a game and enjoyed it to your heart's content. Now you're constantly bombarded with ads, with requests for in-app purchases, with reminders to level up by spending real money. It's as if the game is more interested in your wallet than in your enjoyment. And the quality of the games suffered. Instead of deep, engaging storylines, we got shallow, repetitive gameplay. Instead of varied, challenging levels, we got endless grinds. Instead of unique, creative designs, we got cookie-cutter clones. In the end, the shift in focus from the gaming experience to the business model led to a less satisfying gaming experience. It's like going from a fine dining experience to a fast food drive-thru. Sure, you're still getting fed, but the quality, the taste, the enjoyment, they're just not the same. It's like going from a fine dining experience to a fast food drive-thru. Now let's talk about the present, the age of ads and pay to win. Today, the mobile gaming landscape is a far cry from the golden era of Angry Birds and Plants vs. Zombies. It's like stepping into a casino where the house always wins, and the house is a billion-dollar gaming conglomerate. Games today are teeming with ads that pop up at the most inopportune moments. You're just about to defeat the final boss, and boom, an ad for a cleaning product. It's like being on the verge of scoring the winning touchdown, only to have the game pause for a detergent commercial. It's become less about skill and strategy and more about how much your patience can endure. And then, there are the notorious microtransactions. Remember when you could pay once and get a full game? Now it's like buying a car, but the steering wheel costs extra. Want to level up faster? That'll be $5. Need a special weapon to defeat the boss? $10, please. It's like the game is a fancy restaurant and you're nickel and dimed for every breadstick and glass of water. I remember playing this one game. It was a fun, simple puzzle game, but then I hit a level so hard it felt like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. After many failed attempts, a pop-up appeared offering a solution to the puzzle. For a price. It was like being stuck in a maze and then offered a map for $20. The irony is, the more I paid, the less fun I had. It was like paying to skip the game I paid to play. The challenge, the thrill of overcoming obstacles, was replaced with the hollow victory of a purchased win. These days, I feel like I'm playing more ads than games. It's like the game is an afterthought, a filler in between advertisements. And the pay-to-win model, it's like buying the medal before running the race. It's a far cry from the days of Dungeon Hunter on the Palm Pre, where the only thing you had to worry about was how to defeat the next monster, not whether your wallet could withstand the onslaught of microtransactions and ads. But hey, not all hope is lost. There's light at the end of the tunnel. We've journeyed through the golden age of mobile gaming, and we've seen the highs and lows. We've reminisced about the times when games were more than just a marketplace for microtransactions, where gameplay was king and the story was the heart of the experience. But what about the future? Is there hope for a resurgence of quality in mobile gaming? The potential for improvement is vast. The mobile gaming industry is evolving, and we are starting to see some promising trends. There's a shift happening, a slow but steady return to form. New games are emerging that prioritize the player's experience over their wallets. Developers are realizing that while quick profit might be tempting, the longevity and success of a game lie in the quality of its content. Take a look at the indie gaming scene, for example. They've been pushing the boundaries of what's possible on mobile devices, creating immersive experiences that rival even the most high-budget console games. These indie developers are reminding us that a mobile game can be more than just a time killer, it can be an art form. They are bringing back the soul of gaming, the captivating stories, the challenging gameplay, and the rich, detailed worlds that we lost somewhere along the way. And it's not just indie developers. Even some of the big names in the industry are starting to take notice. They're realizing that gamers are craving for more than just flashy graphics and endless microtransactions. They want games with substance, games that are worth their time and money. So yes, there is hope for the future of mobile gaming. The golden age might have passed, but a new era is dawning. An era where quality trumps quantity, where gameplay is paramount, and stories are worth telling. An era where mobile games are more than just games, they are experiences. Maybe one day we'll get back to the golden age of gaming. Until then, keep your fingers crossed and your thumbs ready. Alright, let's do a quick recap, but let's make it fun, shall we? Picture it, the mid-2000s. Cell phones are becoming less, "Can you hear me now?" and more, "Look at all these shiny games I can play." It was the golden age of mobile gaming. A time when you could fling enraged birds at smug pigs or battle brain-munching zombies with an arsenal of greenery without being constantly interrupted by ads for foot fungus cream. Then there I was, a bright-eyed gamer with my trusty Palm Pre, a device so ancient it's probably in a museum somewhere now. I bought Dungeon Hunter, a game so immersive I half expected to pull my hand back from the screen with a sword wound. The game was as full as a Thanksgiving turkey, stuffed with cutscenes, a long story, and gameplay that had me hooked faster than a catfish on a lazy Sunday. But alas, like a good cheese, the quality of mobile gaming started to crumble. We swapped out the golden age for the nickel and dime age. Games became less about the journey and more about the journey's interruptions. Want to defeat the boss? That'll be $5. Want to skip this ad? That's another $1. Want to actually enjoy the game? Priceless. No, literally, we can't put a price on that because we've forgotten how. Nowadays, we're swimming in a sea of ads with the occasional game popping up like a buoy. We've gone from exploring magical worlds to navigating the treacherous waters of microtransactions. It's like being on a roller coaster that stops every 10 seconds to ask if you'd like to purchase a fast pass for the next loop. So, in conclusion, we've gone from playing games in magical worlds to playing games in a world of ads, but hey, who knows what the future holds? Maybe we'll get our golden age back?